Welcome into another edition of the Territory Talk podcast, presented as always by Baptist Health, the official sports medicine provider of the Florida Panthers. Doug Plagens here alongside Jamison Olive, and joining us here because he's had a big couple of days. Panthers forward Jesper Boqvist kind enough to stop by. And, well, first, congratulations, the new contract. Plain and simple, how'd it feel to get that new 2-year deal?
Yeah, thank you, first of all, and obviously feels amazing. I want to be here, have a chance to win here too, so it feels awesome for sure.
Sometimes when fans hear contract, they think off-season. For an in-season contract, kind of when does this come up? When do you start thinking about it? And just how exciting is it to kind of get it out of the way?
First time it happened to me, right? So obviously not used to it, but I didn't really think about it at all until my agent came to me and said there was something going on. And so the last couple of weeks here has been they've been talking obviously, and I just heard here the last couple of days, so it was pretty easy for me, right? But it's obviously nice to have that done and focus on just playing.
Like you said, I'm sure you're always just focusing on playing. So when you hear just that offer come to you, just how exciting is that to be like, I wasn't even thinking about that, but wow, yeah, sure.
Yeah, exactly. And obviously, like, it's something like you don't think about it, but it's something you want, right? Mm-hmm. But and then when it came up, I was obviously super excited. Yeah.
And obviously, you were excited to come to the Panthers to begin with. But how early? Was it training camp? Was it early in the season? Did this really start to feel like home for you? Because quite honestly, watching you play, you looked really comfortable right from the get-go.
Yeah, I mean, it's such a good group down there, and obviously management and stuff too, and everyone around is so nice, and you feel welcome right away. And I feel like coming here in the summer too, I felt ready mentally and stuff too to hopefully take a step and stuff. So I think that helped too, but everyone around here is so nice and welcoming, so it was pretty easy, I want to say.
In terms of getting to know the guys, how much did it help that you pretty much played on every line this season as well? Everyone knows you.
Yeah, exactly. You get to talk to everyone now. No, it's good. Everyone is so nice, so it's easy.
And when you look at this season, obviously already career high in goals, approaching career high points. What about this team or this system maybe brings out the best in you, do you think?
I mean, obviously get an opportunity to play a couple more minutes a night too. But the way we play, right, fast, north, under D and stuff, forechecks. So that's the way I want to play too. And then, with that being said, I still feel like I'll have a lot more to my game to grow too. So. Excited for the future for sure.
And we got about 20 games left. You're already almost double your career high in hits for a season.
Yeah.
How much fun has it been out there just to play that, you kind of show off the physical side of your game with this team?
Yeah, I mean, I've never really played that way before, but it's something I had to add to obviously be effective with this team. So, and then that's something I keep learning with to play with, and that physicality too. So, but I think it helped my game for sure.
Obviously, after games, a lot of guys grab the score sheet. Do you look at the hits now for the first time in your career? Are you excited about that?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we value it, so it's something we got to do, right? So, yeah, I do a little bit.
And you've been kind of on both sides of a rivalry now. You played with Boston beforehand, and there are a few guys that are in your dressing room now who are on the Boston side and now play for the Panthers, obviously. Playing in that system, how did that get you ready for this? And playing big games for them, how did that kind of get you ready to come to a team that expects to play a lot of big games into the spring here?
Yeah, like you said, even like 2 years ago with Jersey 2 helped a lot playing those first playoff games. And I think you grow a lot from that and learn a lot too coming into the next year. And I feel like that's been happening, right? These last 2 years, get some playoff games and that experience, and you get more and more ready for it, and it helps going into the following season too. So it's been helping for sure.
And you guys have put together a good run here lately and really seem to be picking up steam at a good time of the year to be doing so. Going back a few days, when you get the news that the team acquires a player like Seth Jones, what kind of excitement does that kind of send throughout the rest of the roster?
Yeah, obviously we're all it's such a good player for so long time, and adding a player like that is it's huge, and we want to do something good here again, right? So it's super exciting for sure.
Obviously, the fans see you on TV. They see everything you do in games, but maybe one thing they don't see is what you do in practice and morning skate. You have the official role this year. It's a role a lot of guys have had as the warm-up Bob in the morning role.
Yeah.
How do you kind of go about getting that role? Do you talk to Bob beforehand, and just what is it like being that guy? Obviously, it's an important part of Bob's routine.
Yeah. I mean, and obviously Adam had it early in the year, but I feel like even like before I came over here playing in Sweden, I did that. Yeah. So, and I think, I don't know when it was, I didn't score for a couple of games, and I asked to come out and shoot a little bit extra. So I'm glad Bob likes me out
He
there.
approves.
He approves. I hope so, at least for a couple more days.
And one thing we notice about Sergei Bobrovsky specifically, for a guy who's been elite for as long as he has, he's so detail-oriented, the way that he prepares and the way he gets himself ready. I mean, it's second to none. A lot of times, guys that play, forward, defense, may not be able to always take things from watching a goaltender, but are you able to pick things up from seeing a guy who goes through and conducts his business the way he is and prepares the way he does? Can you pick up things from watching Sergei?
Yeah, for sure. It was just a couple of days ago. One of my closest friends back home still is a goalie, but was my junior goalie, and he obviously asked about goalies, right? So he asked about Bob, and it's unreal to watch him, right? Like how focused it is, details, like you said, but that's one thing for sure, the focus he has and how like level-headed he is throughout the season. It's cool to watch.
And the other kind of otherworldly player the Panthers have is obviously Alexander Barkov. Just as a fellow forward, first season with him, what are you picking up just about all the crazy things he's able to do out there on the ice?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just, it's unreal to watch, right? And obviously a little bit different of a player than I am, but small things, details in the game, and how strong he is on the puck, and how fast he thinks the game, right? And protecting the puck, all that, and making plays and stuff. But he works so hard too, right? Like you guys see in practice, and that's something I've picked up too for sure. Whenever
we talk to forwards, they always talk about the stick. Do you think you could play with Barky's stick with how long that thing is?
No, mine is probably half his hip size, but no, I probably should get a little longer stick, but no, it's too much magic in that one.
Coming to the rink in the winter and the sun's still out, it sounds like a simple thing, but how much of an energy boost does that give to you when you're driving to the rink for a morning skate? You're driving in for a practice in the morning. It could be, February, March, and it's still warm out. You still got the sunshine. Yeah,
it's unbelievable. I remember early in the year, like I'm big into naps, right? That's been the hardest part, I think, to move here and napping. But I think that's a good thing to have, right? But like you said, driving to the rink every morning, sun is up. It's unbelievable.
Well, you just teed it up for us. What is the nap routine for Jesper Boqvist? Yeah. Do you have something you like to fall asleep to? How much time do you nap? Is it different home versus road? Kind of what's the nap routine? Because obviously it's important for hockey players.
Yeah, obviously game days is a good one. Around, I don't know, it's time is whatever I feel like that day, but even practice days years prior has been good nap days too for JB. But no, it's you need that energy back, right? So
for us regular people, I mean, some days I wake up from a nap and I feel great. Sometimes I wake up and I feel terrible, and I'm gonna say, why did I take a nap? Do you ever wake up from a nap feeling terrible? And if so, between good naps and bad naps, does it affect your game, do you think?
No, not really. No. I don't think. I mean, I hope not, at least. But I think there's just good naps.
Like Doug was saying, with just the weather and playing in South Florida, your first season down here, just off the ice, you've been here a couple months now. Just how have you kind of acclimated? How much do you like just living down here and being a Floridian?
Yeah, it's great. I mean, like, sun is out. It's a lot of stuff to do. Picked up golf a couple of years back, and wherever we have a couple of days in between, maybe play some golf and stuff. But it just go walk outside with the dogs, or it's unreal.
Well, a couple things on that. First of all, I was going to ask you, mentioned golf a little bit, just getting outside. Any non-hockey activities? Where can we find you when you're not at the rink? And then tell us a little more. I know the listeners like to know. Tell us a little more about the dogs.
Yeah, I mean, probably just walking the dogs or playing golf is what I usually do, or just go for lunch or something. Nothing crazy, but just get outside is always nice.
What's the kind of go-to places for you down here, food-wise?
Obviously, Louis Bossi there in Los Olas is nice. Like Dune on the beach there.
Yep.
It's nice. There's really good ones around.
We always talk whenever we get the Finns on here. Obviously, they keep a steady flow of chocolate coming into that locker room from Finland. Is there one thing from Sweden that you miss that you always make sure you have over here in the States?
No, not really. I feel like we US got the most of it covered. So no, not really. I think we're good.
How are the Swedish meatballs in the States compared to back home?
That would be the only.
That's the big difference. Yeah,
biggest difference, I guess. But it's good enough.
And taking it back to the ice here a little bit, you guys are going to have kind of a sprint to the finish along with the rest of the league here. As you head down the stretch, you guys have been playing well. What's going to be the biggest thing as you guys go through these next 20 or so games?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure a lot of guys has picked on it before, but just focus on growing our game and our team game, and that's the most important to prepare for the playoffs, right? How we play. So, and if we do that, we have a good chance to win every night.
And we like to gauge players on this, but are you the type of guy that on a non-game night you're watching other games, you're seeing what's going on around the league, or are you kind of the guy that just checks the standings in the morning? And how much do you scoreboard watch and standings watch day to day?
No, on an off night I could throw a game on for sure, but and if I'm not, I'm sure I'm watching the scores and see how teams are going for sure. But I watch games now and then for sure.
Last one for me, obviously some big road trips coming up here to close things out for the home stretch. Fans always like to know, who's kind of the road trip crew for you? I mean, I know this team's pretty fluid with that, but who's maybe a couple of the usual guys you hang out with on the road?
It's been a little bit of everything,
yeah.
I want to say, but lately it's been, now it was 2 weeks ago, more, right? We went on a road, but obviously Lundy, Force, who else do we have? Swaggy now and then. We got, it's a good mix of everything.
Are you playing cards on the plane? Are you part of one of those crews, or you keep to yourself watching videos, reading books?
Yeah, no, I'm napping.
Back to the naps.
Well, so now just about to wrap this up. Are you heading home to take a nap right now? Are we cutting into nap time?
No. Today's not today. No nap today. But no, it's all good.
Jesper Boqvist, thanks so much for stopping by here on Territory Talk. Congratulations again on the new contract, and we're excited to watch the rest of the season. Going to be a sprint to the finish. Thanks again for stopping by.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.